YouTube channel. My name is Nafola. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. But if you've already subscribed to my channel, I just want to say thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for sharing my videos. And thank you for even putting a comment on my video. So today I want to talk about careers that when you land here, you can make very good money, very stable income by going to school for 2 months or less. You go to school for 2 months and you make a livable wage. You can get benefits, you can get insurance, you can get all that by going to school for 1 to 2 months only. 2 months only? You can buy a house with a job. You can buy a car with a job. You can buy whatever you want and you can be able to help people back home. Okay, so let me talk about this job that a lot of people either who win the DV lottery, who come here on immigrant visa, working visa, who do it and make a livable wage without necessarily having to go through the stress of going to school to get a degree or going to school to get a master's or trying to struggle with books and stuff like that. This is hands-on training. Like literally you go get hands-on training and in 6 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, you're ready to start your job and make good money. A lot of African people, a lot of Asian people, a lot of immigrants who come here start from doing that job. And I'm not going to talk about working in a grocery store. Working in a grocery store, like working at Walmart, Wegmans, working in this big store, BJ, Costco. You don't need to go to school. Like literally you show up there as long as you know how to give change, you know how to sell products, you get the job. But guess what? The wage is not very high. You get like $9, $10, $12 dollars, and then for the most part they don't have very good benefits. Unless you're working in a very big grocery store, you're not going to have the benefits. So that's the job that you can get, and it's a good job. But then most people with that, they can't live a comfortable life because they're just working on a minimum wage. Or you can also work at McDonald's, and then also that way, if you work in fast food, they make minimum wage without going to school. So today I'll not be talking about that. And in my show, I'm all about empowering immigrants. So I want to show you something or tell you or teach you something that when you come here, even if that's the only job you do, at the end of the day, if you play it smart, you will get your retirement, you'll get your benefits, you'll be able to live a livable wage just by doing that. You can get a job at McDonald's, you can get a job at a grocery store, you can get jobs that are quick to sell products. But then I want to introduce you to something that can make you actually gain experience to become something better, or gain experience so that you can teach somebody else, gain experience to even use it at home, and gain experience to actually be helpful to the community. Me, when I came to America, before I got all my paperwork situated and all that, my first job was doing washing dishes in a restaurant. I was doing dishes, and the reason why I did dishes and got minimum wage is because nobody gave me advice. Nobody told me that you can actually do this, that, and actually make better income. Because a lot of people here, they're not about empowering people. I'll just be honest. Some people, they'll make it big, they're making all this good money, they're living a lavish life, they're everything is going on well for them. When you ask them, hey, can you tell me how you got there? Guess what they say? You ask them and they just say prayer. We just pray and then stuff happens. They will not tell you how they're getting the stuff. They will not tell you their business connections. They will not tell you their side business. They will not tell you nothing. They'll just tell you all this is a result of prayer. And that is our African people. I don't know why we are like that. When people make it big, they don't want to tell you how they got there. How many people in Africa have relatives in America right now, and they've never told you how to get here? How many? When I was in Africa, I had relatives. They're not close relatives, but they were distant relatives. They were in America for 20 years. I had graduated and all that. Do you think anybody told me how they got here? They just tell you, it's so hard to get to America. It's so hard to get scholarships and that. Nobody tells you what to do. When I was growing up, coming to America, kuja maju. Here we used to call it maju when I was back home. Coming to America was stressful. Like if somebody went to America, we thought it was heaven. Like I grew up thinking like America is just this big heaven. There's just like money growing on trees. Like I remember I used to have this guy who was like, in America you can just wake up at night and sweep roads and get money. They used to tell us that, and I was like, I want to go there and sweep roads. I want to go there. Please tell me how to get there. They're like, hey, it's so hard. I don't even know how myself I got there. I think I got there. It's just prayer, I just prayed. And then doors open. But then they don't tell you how the doors open. Once the door opened for them, they close them so that other people do not get through the same doors. And that's what we are trying to change. If you know of an opportunity, if you know of a way, and I'm so happy that a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers, there's people on social media, they're trying to raise awareness to ways of coming to America. I commend them for that. Because growing up, a lot of people, if they had this information, they'll be better. But then guess what? They didn't have this information, so they didn't make it to America. They didn't make it to these foreign countries. Because once people get here, they see opportunities and they will not tell you. Even your relatives, even your family, they come here, they see opportunity. They just want, when they come back home, you're like, hey, mkubwa ameingia, mkubwa ameshafika, ametoka majuu. They want to be praised. So instead of like actually giving people fish, it'll be easier if you bring them here, show them how to come here so that they can fish for themselves. So they don't ask you for fish, because you'll be like, I brought here to look for the same fish that I'm looking. So it's your duty to actually make use of the information that I gave you. Let's be a ladder, let's be a bridge. If you know of an opportunity, tell your friend to tell a friend. And that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. I'll tell you a career that you only need 2 months to graduate and you get a good job. And what is the job? Drums roll. Certified nursing assistant. Certified nurse assistant. So this is a job like if you work in the hospital, either you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you will see people who are helpers on the floor or on the unit or on the clinic, outpatient clinic. So these are people, like for example, like if you need some patient, like a patient needs to be cleaned, they go in there, they clean the patient. If a patient needs to be moved, they go there, they move the patient. If a patient needs to eat and they're not able to feed themselves, they go in there and they actually feed the patient. They don't do like responsibilities that require a license, like giving medication, like doing all these complex procedures. What they just need to do is the basic stuff. And if you think you like the content of my videos, please subscribe and also share with your friends. If your friends would like to visit America or come here on an immigrant visas, they should subscribe. Make sure you turn the notification bell on. That's really important. So when I upload a video, then you're notified and then you can watch it and start working on how to obtain that visa that I'll be covering. So what they need to do, just the basic stuff. It's just like the way you will take care of your grandmother back home, you'll take care of your sick parent back home, only that in this case you're getting paid. But what I'm gonna say is, if you don't like to see blood, if you don't like to see urine, if you don't like to see somebody else's poop, if you don't like to see somebody else's throw up, this is not for you. Not for you, because you have to have a strong stomach. I've worked in the hospital for a very long time. So me, like, you'll throw up or you'll be like, doing your stuff there. You'll be coughing and be like, oh, whatever. I'll just be here eating. Like, it doesn't bother me because like I've seen, like, you'll be bleeding and I'll be eating. Like, you'll be throwing up and I'll be eating. You'll be pooping and I'll be eating. Like, it doesn't affect me very much because I've just gotten used to it. I've been around it so much that I'm used to it. And let me tell you, it starts from somewhere, so you won't be perfect. Let me tell you a story about myself. Back home, the jobs I used to do, like teaching and doing all that stuff, and I was in business and stuff like that. So I never liked sick people. I never liked to be around sick people. I never liked to visit anybody who was in the hospital. I never used to like seeing medicine, smelling medicine, seeing needles and all that. I never used to like that. Like if you're in the hospital and then somebody tells me they were in the hospital, guess who's not coming? Me. I didn't like to see people dying. I didn't like to see people suffering. So I did not like to do that. So when I came here, I'm a type that I want to get there and I want to make it. Like I want to get there and do a job or go to school and start making money because I got stuff to do. I got family to take care of. I got like my own things I need to take care of. I don't like to suffer. So I like to do something that I do, and then in a few, whatever, I get like, a job, I start making money. I don't like to suffer for a very long time. So when I got here, I asked them, what can I do to make a decent income? And they told me, if you go to nursing school, and only you can go there, start with 2 years, and after you get out, you make tons of money. And I'm like, nursing, hospital? They're like, yeah, you work in the hospital and you make money. Na Fuller had money. Nilisikia pesa. The next thing I was enrolled in nursing school. The next thing I was in nursing school. I was over there crying while I was studying because they told me I needed to make money, but then I didn't realize like nursing comes with challenges. Like you go there, you have to give people injections that I don't like to see needles. Now I have to poke somebody with a needle. So that's what I'm saying is sometimes you do stuff not because that was what you dreamt that you're gonna do. I never thought I was gonna be a nurse or like work with patients and stuff like that at some point. But guess what? Sometimes life forces you into doing stuff. That's why when you come here and you are wearing a suit back home, don't think like working as a CNA will make you look less significant or less respectable. What I can say is what brings you food on the table, what pays your bills. That's what you should focus on. And like for nursing, like I don't advocate for nursing. There's other careers out there. Like I'm a nurse and I do business. So I'm 2 in 1. So you can do nursing and then you can do other stuff. So you don't have to do nursing 100%. But what I can say is nursing is easy to get into. Like I was talking about a CNA. You get here, you start doing you go to school for 2 months, and after you go to school for 2 months, guess what? You get a job in a hospital, or you get a job in a nursing home, or you get a job like watching people at home, and you can make like 50,000, 60,000 a year in New York, and you can work overtime. Some people work 16 hours, 16 hours, 16 hours. You don't sleep, you're tired, but guess what? Money is flowing. Money is flowing. You look at the bank and you don't even feel tired. So you can use the CNA. The good thing about the CNA or the certified nurse assistant or tech, sometimes they call hospital techs or whatever. So when you get a job, usually these hospital jobs, they have full insurance. So you and your family will have insurance. 2, it has a stable income. So if you need to buy a house or you need to buy a car, you need to buy anything that you need to take a mortgage out, you can prove you have a consistent income. 3rd, these CNA jobs in most places, they have a retirement plan. So you don't have to work all your life. You can work, like if you work for the state, you can work for 20 years and then you decide I want to retire, and you can retire and go do about your business. So they have all these benefits. So other than somebody who's like, oh, I can't clean throw up, and they're working in a grocery store, you will be way better off. And a lot of our African people, that's what they're doing here. They're doing certified nurse assistant jobs, but you won't know because guess what? When they come back home, dude, they're balling. They have money. And to work as a CNA, you have to be a hard worker. You can't be lazy. You have to work hard, and you have to have compassion. You have to have empathy. You have to have a herd of people to actually work. I remember when I used to a management position in a nursing home, I used to manage people, and then we used to have people run classes, the CNA classes. Our African people, Our African people, they show up there. They do, like, they work for like a month or two. They're like, you know what, this is not for me, I'm out of here. They come there, they're like, oh, this is a lot of work, I can't do this. And I'm like, you need to work hard. This is, if it's paying your bills, stick it out and work hard. And guess what, usually they leave. So they come over there, they're like, we can't do it. They leave, they go do something else. They realize they don't have the same benefits. They don't have the same retirement plan. And guess what? The next thing, they're back there. But the good thing about the CNA job, you'll never run out of a job, because people are always leaving and coming back. And when you come back, they will still hire you, because they're always needing people to take care of people. There's no enough CNAs to the amount of patients that we have. So you'll always have a job. So it's a consistent income. And all you need to do, you go to school and get certified as a CNA. So these classes run for like 6 weeks to like 2 months. And then after that, you get certified. And once you get certified, you can work anywhere in the country. Like, you can even move to another state. And then that's it's going to be like a ready, available job everywhere in the United States. And I'm just talking from experience. I'm like, this CNA's jobs, people just like, underrate them. But a lot of our people are doing it, and a lot of people are doing very well with it. Like, if you're not, I know there's some people who are not like, they don't like patients, they cannot be around patients. But then if you can be around patients, is a quick way. Like, if you invest the money and you don't waste the money, you can make a good income and you can be very, very successful in America. I remember, like, sometimes you get CNAs, like, you are the manager, you're managing a CNA, and they're driving better cars than you are. Like, you are their manager and they're driving better cars than you have. So they make money. It's not like they don't make money. They make money. There's potential. So if you just got here and you're looking for a career that's really quick to make you money, CNA is one of them. And just to be clear, that I'm not saying like everybody should be a CNA. I'll be covering other jobs that you can get without going to school for a very long time. Like I talked about trucking, and then now I'm talking about the CNA. But I'll be talking about other jobs. Like, if hospital is not for you, there's some people who cannot just work in a hospital. But guess what? If that's the only way you can get money, guess what? Some people, like in Africa, they didn't even think about cleaning anybody. Over here, they're perfectly doing it, because when you get out, it's not like right here, like, oh, you're cleaning people, you're doing whatever. Everybody's like, how much money do you have? What car do you drive? What house do you live at? Nobody cares about what you do in America. Whether you're a CNA, whether you're a professor, whether you're a doctor, whether you're anybody, in America, you can be anything you want to be. So just to review, certified nurse assistant, you go to school for like 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. After that, you get certified as a CNA. And then once you get certified, you can either work in a nursing home, just helping around, or you can work in the hospital, helping, patients, like nurses. If they want to do something with the patient, you can help them. And number 3, you can also work as a home health CNA, where you go to people's houses and you take care of family members who are sick in the house. And you make good money. You get a decent income, you get good insurance, you get good retirement plans. So either way, it's a win-win situation. There's no shame about being a CNA. There's no shame about working in a grocery store. There's no shame about being anything. As long as it pays your bills, go for it. As long as your bills are paid, you're living the good life, you're helping people back home, and everything is getting done, you're building investments back home. With that money, you won't be doing the CNA for a very long time, because guess what? Once you get a job as a CNA, that hospital will pay for you to go to nursing school. So when you go to nursing school, it's like you're going for free. So you can benefit by them actually sponsoring your education. You can go to nursing school, get your bachelor's degree. After that, get your nurse practitioner degree. And guess what? You started from a CNA, and now you're opening your practice, and now you're seeing patients. Now you're a provider. So you start as a CNA, and guess what? You become a nurse practitioner, or you become a physician assistant, and guess what? You take care of patients, and nobody's gonna say you were a CNA before. You'll be the big person. So what I can say is, Start as a CNA. If you don't like it, improve on it. Improve on it. And the way when you get your associate degrees in nursing, your pay increases. You get your bachelor's degree in nursing, your pay increases. You get your nurse practitioner, now you are a provider. You can open your own practice and actually start seeing patients. So patients who you are cleaning at one point, or now if they need a provider to prescribe medications, to see like diagnosis, what's going on with them, guess what? You will be doing it. You started as a CNA, now you end up as a nurse practitioner. And that's what we advocate for with immigrants, is the growth. You start from the bottom and now you're here. Thanks for watching.